After the whistle starts at Veterans Memorial Field, where the Golden Eagle quarterback Eli Woomer hands it off to running back Caleb Whitby, who takes it all the way in for the score. Let's take another look at that in slow motion. Tyrone's Whitby grabs the ball from his QB and dances through the Hunting Bearcats defense all the way down to the end zone with his fancy footwork. Hello and welcome to After the Whistle. It's October in Central PA, which means high school football is in full swing. I'm Mac Leach, and we'll bring you all the highlights from tonight's action.
And I'm Nate Johns. Stay tuned to see how Penn State is turning a page after a heartbreaking whiteout loss. Plus, a look at a rivalry for the ages between undefeated Hollidaysburg and one-loss Jersey Shore. Unmatched coverage coming to you live. Bishop Guilfoyle enters their matchup against Bellwood-Antis on a 4-game winning streak. Can the Marauders keep their winning ways up, or could Bellwood-Antis work some devil magic to steal a win? In the second quarter, with Bishop Guilfoyle up 14-0, quarterback Jake Kissel finds his receiver, Tyson Listacci, for a 19-yard strike. During halftime, Bellwood-Antis held their homecoming court announcements. Congratulations to Chloe Stoltzfus being named homecoming queen. In the third quarter, the Blue Devils found some life with a huge conversion on 4th and 7, which led to a touchdown run. Later in the third, Bellwood-Antis' defense came up big with a fumble recovery, which allowed them to even up the score on offense. But with 2 minutes on the clock, Kissel comes up clutch with a 5-yard game-winning touchdown as BG takes the win 21-14. With the win, Bishop Guilfoyle improves to 6-1 and will face Forest Hills next week. Bellwood-Antis falls to 3-4 and will be on the road next week to take on Chestnut Ridge. Our Game of the Week reporter Messiah Mitchell was at the game. Messiah, what did you see?
Yeah, Nate, we had a massive game out at Memorial Stadium this week that brought us nothing but old school, cold hard, smash mouth football. Bishop Guilfoyle got the win, but Bellwood-Antis gave fans a chill on this October night.
It was tough. We knew Bell was going to bring it. Alex McCarty's a baller. They got a great offensive line, and we knew we had to bring it to them. I give all my credit to my O-line, and, man, it feels great to be 6-1, and we're just getting started.
Tied at 14 in the fourth quarter. When the game got close and Bishop Guilfoyle needed a momentum shifter, they called upon who they trust most, quarterback Jake Kissel.
I made that mistake early in the second half, and I wanted the ball. I wanted to close it out for my guys, and they stepped up for me. They held the O-line, or they held up front, and I was able to run hard, run tough, and score the touchdown.
He's been doing it all year. He's been getting, I don't even know how many carries a game, 15, 20, I couldn't even tell you. But he gets a lot of carries, and he's used to it, and he's a stud. Bishop
Guilfoyle was down their starting quarterback, Justin Wheeler, this week due to a shoulder injury, along with Torian Consiglio, who is out for the season.
My son, who's dealing with a little bit of injuries, usually our starting quarterback, so he played a little bit and got in, so hopefully he's back. But yeah, our days are fun. My other nephew played for us as well, so it's a family affair.
A tough and gritty win for the defending 1A champs, and possibly another trophy for the collection. A matchup between two 6-1 teams happens next Friday as the Marauders travel to face Forest Hills. Back to you guys.
The Clearfield Bison make the trip to face Bald Eagle area Eagles on homecoming night at Alumni Stadium. Both teams are coming off wins last week and are hoping to keep the momentum going. Before kickoff, the Bald Eagles senior football players celebrated homecoming in style.
Looking spiffy, gentlemen.
After a Bald Eagle punt on their opening drive, Bison quarterback Xavier Curry takes it himself on the designated QB run, reverses the field, and sprints down the sideline for a 65-yard touchdown. However, Clearfield would fail to convert the two-point attempt, making the score 6-0.
He was gone just like the Guardians from the playoffs.
The Eagles take over and drain the clock with a drive of over 10 minutes. Bald Eagle converted 2 fourth-down attempts, but ultimately had to settle for 3. Clearfield committed back-to-back penalties on 4th down, forcing them to pass the ball with a 4th and 15 attempt that was broken up by Luke Hosband. To start off the second half, the Eagles were penalized on 3 kickoff attempts, giving the Bison an amazing field position. Clearfield would storm down the field, but ended up coming up short of the end zone, getting stopped at the 1-yard line. The Bison would go on to win with a final score of 12-6. Clearfield improves to 5-2 and will travel to Somerset next week, while Bald Eagle area falls to 3-4 and will also travel to take on Westmont Hilltop.
Bellefonte made the trip to Phillipsburg, Osceola to meet the Mountaineers. PO is looking for their third win against the Red Raiders since 2012. As both teams get ready to take the field for battle, we start off in the second play of the game, where an option play goes haywire and turns into a fumble recovered by Bellefonte as the Red Raiders steal a possession. 2 plays later, the Red Raiders take no time to get on the board with the quick connection between Quinn Park and Jackson Long. Love to see that from the Red Raiders as they're back on offense, and their field goal is blocked. Colton Chapman and Connor Gano recovers, and on the run back gets stopped just a little bit short, but PO has some momentum. On the next drive, PO punts it away, and the ball is mishandled, and the Mountaineers able to recover, getting the receipt from earlier. Phillipsburg Osceola couldn't recover from their early game mishaps, losing to Bellefonte 24-15. The Mountaineers now move to 4-3 and will look to bounce back next week away at Bishop McCourt. And the Raiders improve to 3-4 as they will take on Richland.
The Penns Valley Rams play host to the Central Dragons, who have won 13 of their last 16 matchups. The Rams have yet to win this season. Can they finally come out on top? The Rams are on the hunt for their first win of the season. On this play, we see a brotherly connection between quarterback Carter Ironside and wide receiver Fletcher Ironside with the one-handed catch, who runs it in for the 46-yard touchdown.
Went up to the first, second, and third floor to pull that one in.
Dragons quarterback Jesse Muthler throws a dime to number 9 Bentley Dixon for the 25-yard reception.
That is sort of something we see out of Patrick Mahomes.
Dragons with the ball again. This time it's number 2 Carter Schenk on the carry. Fumbles the ball, and the Rams pick it up. With 18 seconds left, the Central scores a touchdown and goes on to win the game 26-25. The Rams are still on the hunt for their first win of the season and will go on the road to play Greater Johnstown, while the Dragons will host Central Cambria next week. Meanwhile, State College takes a trip to Cedar Cliff. Colts quarterback Jalen Hilton with the sneak on the third down to put Cedar Cliff up 7-0 with just under 3 minutes in the first quarter.
Looking like a tush push there.
State College quarterback Connor Kolka hands it off to Deontay Sheffy in the red zone for the 15-yard touchdown. Ties it up 7-7 with just 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Making his future coach Fran Brown happy, just like the State College marching band.
State College Kolka airs it out to a wide open wide receiver Damiar Coad to put them in a great field position. State College would hand it off to Sheffy again for the 25-yard touchdown with the extra point blocked. State College leads 13-7 in the second quarter. Cedar Cliff moving the ball within the 10-yard line. Hinton with the play action rolls to his right and tries to thread the needle to Colts wide receiver Amarian Autry, but connects with the wrong number 1. State College defensive back Anderson Fry for the crucial interception in the second quarter. The Little Lions went on to win 36-21. They will go 6-1 to extend their winning streak and will be back at home next week against Central Dauphin East.
When we come back, we'll take a look at a top Pennsylvania matchup between two teams that have a combined 1 loss.
But first, let's take a look at some scores from around District 6.
We've unpacked a ton of great action so far tonight, and the competition just keeps heating up.
The undefeated Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers took the drive to face the 5-1 Jersey Shore Bulldogs. Our reporter Andrew Matz is in Jersey Shore, ready to unpack all the action.
Thanks, Mac. The Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers made the hour-and-a-half trip to the Dog Pound, and they dominated after a slow start in the first quarter. Jersey Shore's Bo Seacrest opened the scoring on a touchdown run to start the second quarter. Then, just moments later, Golden Tigers running back Carter Muth took it all the way to the end zone for a 74-yard touchdown. Look at him go. The running didn't stop as Golden Tigers quarterback Cole Delatry took the ball from right around midfield all the way to the house. Just as the second quarter was about to end, Josh Banks intercepted Bulldogs quarterback Nolan Pauling, leading to a last-second score as Delatry scrambled around and found his way all the way to the end zone. The Golden Tigers scored 3 rushing touchdowns in the second quarter, and they rode that momentum all the way to the 52-7 win. It wasn't just the Golden Tigers offense that secured them the win tonight. Their defense had 4 interceptions.
And our defense just really played lights out. We got a couple turnovers, and that was an important part.
Banks was on the receiving end of 3 of the interceptions today and took 2 of them all the way back for scores.
After we would get a score on defense, our offense would just come back out and score again.
The Golden Tigers continue their undefeated season and will play Selinsgrove next week. For After the Whistle, I'm Andrew Metz. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Andrew. The Huntington Bearcats are off to their best start since 2017. Tonight they traveled to Tyrone looking for their first win against the Golden Eagles since 2019. As both teams take the field for Breast Cancer Awareness Night, we start off with Eli Woomer finding teammate Ashton Amy to set the Golden Eagles up deep in the red zone. Drop that one in the bucket. A few plays later, Caleb Whitby takes the handoff, pick up the landline. We've got a house call. 7-0 Tyrone in the first. Just a few minutes later, the Golden Eagles back with possession, and it's Whitby again, able to find pay dirt, breaking through tackles. He's got some dirt on his shoes after that one. Whitby would continue to dominate the game in the second quarter as he brushed past 3 Bearcat defenders, hit the jukebox, and went into the end zone for the 3rd time with 9:14 left in the first half, making it 21-0. The Golden Eagles would have a 28-7 lead at halftime before going on to seal the victory, winning 41-21. It's a win that the Golden Eagles needed to end a 2-game losing streak, and they improved to 4-3 overall. They will travel to take on Penn Cambria next week.
The Penn Cambria Panthers welcome the Chestnut Ridge Lions. The Lions are 2-0 on the road, while the Panthers are 3-0 at home. Which team's winning streak will disappear? It's Breast Cancer Night at Penn Cambria with pink all over the field. First quarter, Chestnut Ridge quarterback Landon Pinkin tosses one to Marcus Reaver, who is going to outrun every defender to get into the end zone for the touchdown. And to celebrate, he gets plenty of love from all of his teammates.
Yeah, when we talk about homecoming night, that is what it means to be head over heels.
The Panthers would respond in the second quarter as quarterback Brady Jones would launch a dot to Grant Guides for the game-tying touchdown. What a close matchup.
Like Trace McSorley throwing on a dime, and he's not even trying.
Evan Lautner would give the Panthers a 14-7 lead after halftime, tossing it to Blake Lilly for the catch and run score. Penn Cambria would end up running away with it, scoring 2 more touchdowns en route to a 28-7 victory. Chestnut Ridge falls to 3-4 and will host Bellwood-Antis next week. Penn Cambria improves to 6-1 and will host Tyrone next week. After the break, we'll give you an inside look to Penn State's cross-country battle against the Bruins.
But first, here are some more scores from around the state of Pennsylvania.
Nate, a ton of great action this week from high school District 6 football.
Absolutely. Let's jump forward to college football and take a look at Penn State's upcoming match against UCLA. Our reporter Massimo Manfred was at practice this week to see how the Nittany Lions are looking to rebound. Massimo?
Thank you, Nate and Mac. Penn State lost in brutal fashion in a double overtime loss against Oregon last weekend. Combining that with an undisclosed long-term injury to linebacker Tony Rojas in practice this past Tuesday, the Nittany Lions will look to flip the momentum as they flip coasts and head to the Rose Bowl to face the UCLA Bruins.
After a double overtime loss to Oregon to start their Big Ten campaign, Penn State looks to get their first in-conference win against the UCLA Bruins.
These are important trips for us. We got to handle it well. You look at these West Coast trips or East Coast trips in the conference. Some schools have really struggled with that.
The cross-country trip will allow the Nittany Lions to reset after an extremely close loss last week.
You hear from a lot of former players and NFL players that come back to talk about these are the times you missed, the time in the hotel, the time traveling.
This UCLA team is a bit different. Head coach Deshaun Foster was fired on September 14th, and both their offensive and defensive coordinators were dismissed this past week. The Bruins have yet to hold a lead in a game this season and are currently 0-4.
Yeah, I mean, we still got to address it the same way. You can't take this game light. You got to treat every game the same.
The change in coaching provides a challenge the Penn State coaching staff has not faced before.
No, I mean, maybe first game of the year type of stuff, but no, not like this. In my years, me and Andy were talking about it before practice. I've never really seen anything like this.
The Nittany Lions are poised to bounce back from their loss to the Oregon Ducks in Los Angeles against the UCLA Bruins at 3:30 on Saturday, October 4th.
Regardless of personnel changes from UCLA, the Nittany Lions will look to bounce back big on their West Coast reset.
What a heartbreaking loss. Nate, do you think they can bounce back?
Well, I don't know what bounced quicker. Me from the student section after that pick, the UCLA coaching staff after they got destroyed at home by 3 scores against New Mexico, or Drew Allar's draft stock after another terrible interception in a big game that Penn State could have won.
Well, at least we've seen some great moments and great plays. Let's toss it to Edison Palumbi for our top 3.
Thanks, guys. We've seen some electric moments from around District 6 on the first Friday night of the year that really has felt like fall. October baseball is here, the weather's cooling down, and high school football is in full swing. Here are some of the best from tonight's action. Our top 3 plays of the week starts at Veterans Memorial Field, where Caleb Whitby broke off a 26-yard carry for the 3rd of his 3 touchdowns in the first half. Our number 2 play is a familial connection. Carter Ironside flips it off to his brother Fletcher Ironside, who finds the end zone from 46 yards out to give Penns Valley 6 points. Could not catch him there. And our top play of the week comes from Alumni Stadium at Bald Eagle, where Clearfield quarterback Xavier Curry stampedes into the end zone from the opposing 35 to give the Bison an early 6-0 lead and silence the home crowd, looking like Jackson Dart with those wheels. Those were our top 3 plays of the night. Back to Mac and Nate at the desk.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and schools all over District 6 honored members of their communities. At Bellwood-Antis, students raised over $10,000, which will go to families of 3 cancer survivors in their effort to sideline cancer. Over at Bald Eagle area, the student section decked themselves out in pink to raise awareness while showing support for their team. Penn Cambria was also decorated in pink during their game to recognize local cancer survivors. It's really great to see members of our community raising awareness for such a great cause.
While Penn State fans didn't have much to cheer about in their whiteout loss, they went wild for a kick worth $300,000. Let's jump over to our reporter, Julia Noelani, for more.
With $300,000 on the line, Penn State freshman Carson Albright stepped up to the kicking tee, and he nailed it. While the world watched on ESPN College Game Day, Albright kicked the ball straight through the uprights and immediately went to celebrate.
The amount of relief, the second I hit it, I kind of felt that, I saw the height, I saw that I felt good on the ball. And I mean, I turned around and pointed to my brother because he was right behind me. All of his friends were right behind me. I pointed to him.
Carson Albright made the kick, a kick that would change his life forever. Albright is the latest winner in Pat McAfee's weekly kicking contest, one that may be harder to win than you think. To start, only the first 300 fans he entered into a raffle to win.
Played my whole life, hit tons of long balls. I work for the women's soccer teams now, so I mean, the entire week leading up to it, I was still kicking a ton, hitting long balls.
However, he didn't win the raffle, but after telling the winner the night before that he had played soccer, Albright was subbed in.
And we talked to him the night before, joking about, hey, if you get picked, he told us then that he was like, hey, I'm not too comfortable about it. And I was just saying, hey, I think I could do it.
As for the future, Carson is the current student manager for Penn State women's soccer, and will definitely not be forgetting this kick anytime soon. Reporting from...
That's going to do it for us this week. And for After the Whistle, I'm Nate Johns.
And I'm Mac Leach. Tune in next week right here on After the Whistle.